Happy Two for Tuesday, May 16th. I'm here at the Culver City E-Train stop right next to this Love.Life Nourishment. It's a new food place. It's called Love.Life, and I think they give you a little more than just food, you know. That's why it's called Love.Life Nourishment, you know what I mean? And I'm here, and I want to talk to you about what's going on in the world. It's called globalization. So I think they allowed Osama bin Laden, aka Kamala Harris from Taliban Afghanistan, and also Barack Obama, who's like really Saddam Hussein from the Middle East, and they allowed them to be president and vice president because of globalization, which is supposed to be how there are no countries, it's just one big planet Earth and one government for planet Earth, similar to the World Court, you know. However, it's more like tricks and deceit and trickery and deception by terrorists trying to invade our country, because they came here and they're committing a coup d'etat. You know, they're overthrowing our government, and you got like Chinese people taking over pharmaceuticals and the stock market with Priscilla Chan and her mother Joyce Lee with the EDD unemployment insurance. And you know, the Chinese invest a lot of money in treasury bills, and maybe they got stiffed on the coupons, but now they're getting paid on the coupon schedule payments, and they're also making out like bandits on stealing pharmaceuticals and stealing government benefits, and not to mention that City National Bank, which is owned by City National Bank and Jamie Dimon, who's aka Alberto Diamante, and he's the one who architected these septic tanks to hold crack cocaine and crystal meth and methane and all kinds of drugs like opiate and heroin, you know. So City National Bank and Citigroup, Jamie Dimon, are in the murder business. They're not just in the murder business. They're also, like, for example, me, I was assistant vice president of City National Bank, and they just want to relocate me from the East Coast to the West Coast, the Chinese, so that they can kill me and kill my whole family, because they don't want them to claim the inheritance, and they want to steal my government benefits, and they want to steal my life savings, my inheritance. This is what the Chinese are doing, you know? So that's why we're at war with the South China Sea. And to make a long story short on globalization, it's not really fair, because the Chinese have pretty much overthrown our country here, along with the Brazilians, who have hijacked the U.S. jobs with ID.me and the Safra Group, and they're conducting background checks on United States jobs like Census Bureau jobs. They stole my U.S. Census Bureau job even. And so the Brazilians are like committing coup d'etat to the Chinese, and also the Jamaicans, you know, because they're robbing the bank with T-Tech, Bank of America, and the Jamaicans have the California courts hijacked, along with the Nevada courts and New Jersey courts. For example, the Regine Dominique Shelton is really Debbie, aka Eva McClintock from 2nd District Court of Appeals, and is also Regina Richards from Key Bank and New York State Unemployment Insurance, and is also this other lady from 8th Judicial District Court in Nevada. So and also Summer Hawkins, which is Michelle Daniels, that's taken over the district attorney's office. So you got the Jamaicans, you got the Chinese, and you got the Armenians, you got the Brazilians. They're taking over our country, and they call it globalization. But yet you don't see any Americans in China. You don't see any Americans in Brazil. You don't see any Americans in Jamaica. So, you know, let's take a list, you know, let's tabulate, and let's see how much these terrorists have taken over on our country, and let's compare it to how many Americans are in China. You know, it's not fair. It's an unbalance of globalization. So it's not globalization, it's tricks and deceit and deception. That's why I don't believe in globalization. You know, I believe in the Bill of Rights. I believe in the U.S. Constitution, and due process of law must prevail, because they're taking away our rights. They're trying to turn us into dictatorship, communism, or Piedmont government system, which is shrinky-dink, trickled down from England, where the kings and the queens and everybody else are slaves. They're trying to bring back indentured servants and dictatorships. So you got to fight for the Bill of Rights, and you got to fight for the U.S. Constitution and our free country, because this is not globalization. It's trickery. It's a swing Dixie, as my friend Sean used to say. You know, shrinky dink Sean, not Sean Smith from the NFL, but my friend Sean used to say that it's a swing Dixie. They're calling it globalization, but it's not globalization. They're taking over our country with a coup d'etat. It's not globalization at all, and it must stop. We must defend our country and our Constitution and our Bill of Rights.